Yes. Thank you. So this morning, I'm Captain Brian McGrath, Ventura County Fire Department, and it is my honor to bring us all together today on behalf of the department for our here at our current, soon-to-be former Station 29. We've already moved out of it. We're going to have some more talk on that by our Fire Chief, Dustin Gardner. But first, we're going to ceremoniously bring down the flag here at Fire Station 29. So if we could, please bring up Battalion Chief Dustin Lazenby and former Chief Steve Lazenby. Captain, former captain. He's promoted, though. If we could have uniformed personnel, I want to bring everyone to attention. So uniformed personnel, attention. Uniformed personnel at ease. They are now presenting the flag to former Fire Chief Rick Araiza. And now I'd like to welcome Fire Chief Dustin Gardner.
Okay, good morning. It seemed like a very simple event, but that was 4 generations of Santa Paula firefighters raising and lowering the flag there. So that's a ceremonial mark for us. Our very first Ventura County Fire Department headquarters in 1928 was located in Santa Paula. For us to be able to come back to Santa Paula, to be able to, I guess, break ground here with the breaking of a construction, but to then build a fire station that's going to resemble the honor and the pride of this city, to bring our partnership together with a true anchor fire station here that is beautiful and brings in the community, it's truly an honor, and it's my honor to be here today to welcome this and to start this. And as Brian said, my name is Dustin Gardner. I'm your county fire chief. It's my honor to be here. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize a few people, because we figured about 7 people were going to show up, so this is a few more than we were anticipating. So I want to take some time to welcome everybody and say good morning. We have our vice mayor here, Pedro Chavez. He is here. Pedro, thank you for being here. We also have Council Member Carlos Juarez. Thank you, Carlos. Did Council Member Jenny Crosswhite make it? No, okay. And we have Council Member Andy Sobel. Thank you, Andy. We have our City Manager, Dan Singer. Thank you, Dan. We have our Police Chief, Don Aguilar. There he is. Thank you, Don. And from our Board of Supervisors, we've got our Chair of the Board, Kelly Long. We have Supervisor Lavere. There he is. Thank you, Matt. We have our CEO, Dr. Savette Johnson. Thank you, Savette. Our Assistant CEO, Mike Pettit. Thank you, Mike. And our Interim Public Works Director and his staff, David Sassex. There he is. Thanks, Dave. Everybody will see and available online in their renderings. Our RRM Design Group is here. Thank you. Our general contractor, Kim Corp, Jason Bollinger is here. Thank you. And as you saw, Chief Araiza and many members of the Santa Paula Fire Department, both present and retired, are here, and thank you all for being here. Okay, like I said, this is a historic day for us. Our first department headquarters here to be able to transition, and you can see the Santa Paula fire engine behind us. This is Bertha, if you don't know her. This is what fire stations used to be designed to hold, and if you look at Bertha compared to one of our new engines, you can see the difference in what a fire station sizes have changed. So this new station and new build is going to allow us to be able to bring in engine apparatus like this, ladder trucks which are even bigger, rescue ambulances, command vehicles for battalion chiefs. Is going to be able to allow us to expand to serve the entire city of Santa Paula and the greater county areas around it, and it truly is going to be, it's going to be a beautiful fire station. It's one that I can't wait to see built. Our team with RRM and REMCOR and our board through the, I guess just through some agreements that I think we're going to hear about later, have been able to really work together to come up with a historic design that's both contemporary, that will allow our firefighters a safe and efficient place to work, but also still look historic. It looks like a 150-year-old building, and it's beautiful, from the brickwork to the arches to the details on the brass flagpoles. They've really brought it all together, and it's going to be a perfect mixture, which you'll still see this fire truck parked inside because there's going to be a museum to represent and honor the past, and then with brand new state-of-the-art fire apparatus sitting next to it is going to truly embody Santa Paula, both the old and holding on to your culture, and the new of expanding into the Santa Clara Valley and bringing in business and bringing in newcomers. So with that, the station is going to hopefully embody the voice of that and the spirit of Santa Paula. We've certainly come a long ways as a city and as a fire department, and we're going to continue to come a long ways together as partners. And with that, I would like to bring up our retired Santa Paula Fire Chief, Rick Araiza, to say a few words.
I want to thank everyone for being here. Sort of a bittersweet day for me. And they asked me to talk a little bit about the history of Santa Paula Fire. My good friend Bill Nash wrote a book about Santa Paula Fire. And it'd be easy for me to sit here and tell you how Santa Paula Fire started. 1903, downtown burnt to the ground. City leaders felt it was necessary to start a department. So by 1912, they swore in their first volunteer department. The first station was on North Alley. And finally in 1935, Station 1 here was built and housed. Bertha was here. 54 Mac, who I am happy to say Dustin Lazenby now owns and will cherish it. One of my first engines to drive. So those are easy to talk about. I can give you those numbers. How we first talked about consolidating in 2002, when it finally happened, 2018. But I felt I couldn't just give you dates, because this station has been more than just a date. It did house our apparatus, but it wasn't just a house, it was a home. It was a home to the firefighters that came here. And we had traditions, some good, some bad. I can remember the motorhome being in the back during Christmas parties, and you could have a drink in the back of the motorhome. And later on we transitioned into a full-time department thanks to Chief Skills and his foresight. But like I said, this was a home. It had many traditions. We'd bring our families here. We'd start our parades through downtown, and it became a home to our families. And the little boys that would come, the dreams, I can name my family, my son had a dream, and he is now a captain. Segovia, his son, had a dream, and it all started here. The Gomez family, his son started here. And last but not least, the Lazenby family, 4 generations, all starting here. And as a little boy, dreaming of being a firefighter. And it was because of this brick and mortar that happened. So I really can't say enough about this station. It was more than brick and mortar. It was the lives of our volunteers and later on our full-time department. And we move on. But when we were starting, it was families that were here. It was citizens that stepped forward to volunteer to be a part of this department. And a little bittersweet that it is coming down, but things need to move into the positive. And I think in 2018, I was part of that transition. I saw the need for better service for the citizens. And that was what was necessary to happen. You now have paramedics. Every year I would struggle for a budget just to be able to get safety equipment. I mean, we went to Washington to beg for money and just to keep our department going. Thankfully, that will change. We now have the state-of-the-art department. But before I leave, I need to salute this station and all the members of the department that came before me and provided a family. And to this station, I will always hold it in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Araiza, and also past council member. It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm Kelly Long, Ventura County Supervisor for this amazing city, Santa Paula, District 3, and also Chair of the Board. I'd like to say just thank you to all of you who have served our community, first and foremost. Your dedication to our community just speaks volumes. The generations upon generations here supporting people and caring for our community. It really is a love here, and this fire station has so many great stories. I know most you probably don't want to tell me, but it's just really the rich history of Santa Paula, and so sentimental to be here today for the groundbreaking. But I see it as another great opportunity to serve our community, to have the rebuild of a modernized building here to serve our community. And I want to say thank you so much to the foresight of our past city council members and current city council members of Santa Paula for supporting, and the work that Ventura County is doing as well. Chief Gardner, thank you very much, and all the team that serves this community. I know they've moved up the street for a little bit while this gets done, but every fire station that I have seen built during my term has just brought so much to our community. And as we know, we have seen structural fires, wildfires, emergency services, and this community needs this. They deserve it. And I am so excited to have it here so that we can give the very best to Santa Paula and all around. I teased Supervisor Lavere earlier today. I'm like, wait a minute, you're not in your district. And it's because it's mutual. He's Ojai and Ventura, and we serve the whole Ventura County. There's not a label that says we don't serve. There's a label that says we always serve, no matter where you are. And I look around and just want to say thank you to all of you here today, because you have stepped up for our community. And I love that we're all here today to just witness this and to be here later on. I just driving up here, I called Martine Hernandez, a past city council member, and we talked about the great history here. And he's sorry he couldn't be here. I just want to let you know he'll be here at the ribbon cutting. But just how much we've done for the community. He worked for myself in the past, Kathy Long, and a city council here, just so much. And it just reminds me that there's so many great people that really add to this community. And so thank you very much today. And with that, I wanted to pass this on to our vice chair, Pedro Chavez, to have some words from our city. Thank you.
Good morning, Santa Paula. What a great day it is today. Today is the beginning of a long journey that many of you have been part of. And we're so excited at the city, our fellow council members, our staff, to be part of this community and be part of its future. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the Mayor, Leslie Cornejo, to say thank you with gratitude to all those who have served in these buildings, who have saved lives, countless lives, who have made sacrifices, who've been part of a fellowship, brotherhood, to help our community become a better place to be. So thank you so much to all those who have served and all those that will serve in generations to come with the brand new facility. Thank you for all those that were involved in making that possible, past and present. And as you visit us today here in Santa Paula, this is part of a journey that Santa Paula has been on to reimagine itself and transform itself. I'm sure many of you will be back when we have a ribbon cutting for our Harvard Boulevard Street Improvement Project. We have new businesses that are popping up that are Santa Paula is a place to be, and we invite you all to come back and be part of Santa Paula's future. Thank you so much. And with that, I'd like to introduce our city manager, Dan Singer.
Good morning. You know, when the city decided to go into the annexation process, they did so because it was clear that the opportunity to bring county services here was going to bolster, you know, the safety of our city. And that's really been true since the annexation took place. And part of what came along with that was the chance to take some very old facilities that the city has had trouble keeping up with and look to create a sense of renewal. And it's such a pleasure to get to see the start of that happen today. I've had the chance to work with RRM on a few projects, specifically other fire stations in my career, and so I was thrilled when I found out they got the bid to plan the future of this site. But I was even more thrilled when I actually saw the work that they did on the rendering. I don't know if you've all seen it yet. They didn't have to look too far, because standing here, all you have to do is glance up the street to look at the Union Oil building, this iconic historic facility which is now owned by the city, to decide that this new facility needed to kind of mimic the historic look of our downtown. And it's going to be a true testament to what the future will have in store. You know, they say when you plant a tree that you're really planting it for the future, right? For future generations. And I don't plan to live 100 years from now. Probably none of you do. But it's such a sense of pride to know that what's going to be built here is going to be looked back on in 100 years from now as just part of the history and the richness of this downtown. And so, you know, kudos to RRM and the forethought that the department has had to put the money into really making this an iconic structure for our community, because it is very much going to be the entryway. And when you drive up 10th Street from the highway to head into town or to head over to Ojai, wherever you're headed, you drive by this building and, you know, with all due respect, you don't even notice it's there. You just keep going. Your eyes are set farther up. But I promise you, as you're coming up past our skate park and Veterans Park here, you are going to notice this building. It's going to span all the way to basically the light pole that's down there. So it's going to be twice the size and height, and it's just going to be outstanding and set Santa Paula apart. So just want to thank the county for being willing to put the time and effort and money behind making Santa Paula proud of what you're going to build and making the county proud as well. So, and with that, I think Supervisor Lavere, even though he's out of his territory, is going to say a few words.
Well, I'm out of my territory, but my territory is so close. No, good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here in the beautiful 3rd District. We've all heard the amazing history of this station and how beautiful the new station is going to be, how it's truly going to embody what makes downtown Santa Paula such a special place. And we know how needed this new station is for the world-class firefighters who will be serving here, and to the emergency response needs of local residents. But another really interesting element of this new station is something that Supervisor Long and I discussed when this process was just beginning, and that was the unique ability to build this station using the county's first ever project labor agreement. And we saw the synergy of labor building for labor. And we took that and we ran with it. And with working with Supervisor Long, we were able to approve this project with the county's first project labor agreement. And why is that important? Well, there's many reasons why. First and foremost being that this station is going to be built on time, recognizing the needs of the new firefighters or the firefighters to get into the station. It's going to be done using the highest skilled labor. So we know this station is going to be built right, and we haven't seen that with some other stations locally, and we wanted to change that. But I think most importantly is this station is going to be built using local labor, local residents earning a real wage, local residents who not only do they get to stay closer to their home and have more time giving back to their own home communities, but it's also local labor who is going to be buying lunch in Santa Paula, spending money on gas, groceries, hopefully shopping, and really boosting the local economy. And it's really a win-win. And that's why Supervisor Long and I were so proud to get this project approved with the project labor agreement. And we think it's going to make this station even a more special place for the residents of Santa Paula and for all of the men and women who will serve here and all of the men and women who will be building this station starting in about a month. So thank you so much for having me, and we cannot wait to be back for the ribbon cutting. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone who presented. That was, like everyone has said, this is very, very exciting. It's awesome to be a part of this event. And I would like to invite over here to the Golden Shovels for some groundbreaking for a couple for a couple pictures. Thank you. This will conclude that presentation portion.